What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we've got another live fantasy football mock draft for you back on FantasyPros, where we will be doing a 10-team full PPR mock, selecting from the last overall position. The 10th overall should be pretty interesting. A roster, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and then 5 bench spots. So let's get into it. I think this will be pretty interesting. And while we wait, a quick reminder, if you guys enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. Let us hear in the comment section. Do you agree, disagree, along with any other questions you guys might have. We will do our best to answer them all. But with that being said, let's kick this thing off. And quickly taking a look at the first 9 selections, they are as follows: McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, Eckler, Bijan, Barkley, Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb, and Josh Jacobs. So if we want to go running back here, we could go somebody like a Ramondre. We could go somebody like a Derrick Henry, Breece Hall. But I'm not going to lie to you, folks. I am really, really tempted to go Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp. I think that would be a hell of a start to this draft. Not my typical approach, but with these 10-team drafts, there's a lot more value in the later rounds. So I think we can get some running backs to fall to us as opposed to a 12-team draft or larger situations. So yeah, I've kind of talked myself into doing this. I haven't really done it before, but let's go right out of the gate. Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp. I think that's going to be tough to beat. Obviously we could go Kelsey as well, but I don't want to go too heavy on those premier positions, especially since I'm going to be waiting for running back later on. So I'm going to go Jamar Chase here, and then we're going to go Cooper Kupp, like I said. So those are our first 2 selections. I love those picks. Now the question is, let's see what's available to us in the 3rd round, because I think we're going to be maybe hurting at some other positions. But again, let's see if the gamble paid off. So after our picks, you see Kelsey, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Tyreek, Derrick Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, CeeDee Lamb, Travis Etienne, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs dropping the start of the 3rd. Insanity. Not as insane, though, as Devontae Adams, almost at the middle of the 3rd round. Holy cow. Mark Andrews, Amon-Ra, tremendous value. Najee Harris, Jalen Waddle, and T.J. Hawkinson. They're still really, really good value at the wide receiver position, by the way. Like T. Higgins, Devonta Smith, Olave. But I've got 2 stud wide receivers in Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp. I think right now continuing to go in that direction would be a little bit overkill. So looking at running backs, what am I thinking here? I could go with Aaron Jones, but I don't trust Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers. Dalvin Cook, I think Cook is on the decline big time. I'm probably looking at Dameon Pierce here. I've already got Jamar Chase, so I don't necessarily want to go Joe Mixon. I'm kind of thinking like, Dameon Pierce, and then somebody like a Miles Sanders, or I could go really wide receiver heavy here and get a Chris Olave, and then, just continue to load up on best player available. I kind of think that's what I might do. So let's go with that direction. I'm gonna go. Let's look at our running backs. So Dameon Pierce, who I get it, not as sexy of a name as some of these other guys, but I'm going to go in that direction. And then wide receiver, I'm going to go with Chris Olave. I've already got Jamar Chase. Let's see how this thing plays out and if we have some good options for us. We took a little bit of a gamble at the running back position that some players might drop to us. So looking at our draft board, we see after our Dameon Pierce and Chris Olave pick, running wide receivers, Godwin, Devonta Smith, T. Higgins. Again, I told you guys there was a lot of value there. Keenan, Metcalf, Hopkins, Aaron Jones in the middle of the 4th, Javonte Williams, Rashad White, Amari Cooper. We have our first quarterback off the board. Wow, and it's Josh Allen at the start of the 5th round. Okay, I don't disagree with that. Dalvin Cook falls here. I think that's how it should be treated. DJ Moore, great value at the 506. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Mixon. So we took a gamble. We potentially could have taken Joe Mixon last round. We were talking about it. Ultimately didn't do so because, we had Jamar Chase. But here, I'm going to be honest with you folks, Miles Sanders, we are very, very lucky to have him as an option. So let's do that. Let's get ourselves a little Miles Sanders action, and then Cam Akers, James Conner. I'd be going James Conner at this point in time if I go another running back. But, whew, folks, getting Joe Burrow to pair with Jamar Chase, that nice little stack, that is very, very, very tempting. But again, I'd be okay. Honestly, I'm trying to see how many teams have quarterbacks. So we could see a little bit of a quarterback run. I would not be shocked. What are the chances we have somebody like one of those top quarterbacks fall to us? I think there's an okay chance of that. We could go with the tight end as well. The thing you have to remember with these smaller leagues, it is a little bit more important to get the advantage at some of those positions, like quarterback, like tight end, more so in a larger 12-team, 14-team league, whatever you might be in, because that really can put you above the competition. Now, I'm going to take a risk and say that one of the upper echelon quarterbacks can fall to us because, honestly, to me, there's not that big of a difference between a Joe Burrow and a Justin Herbert, for example. So I'm going to rule out quarterback here, and I'm between, a rusher, another rusher, so maybe like a James Conner to get depth at that running back position, or a tight end. And I got to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of going in the tight end route, get myself that positional advantage there. So let's just do that. I'm gonna go in that direction here, and I'm going with George Kittle. Let's see if there's a run on that position. Ooh, so we picked right. There was a run on the tight end position, and there's going to be a run on the quarterback position as well. Unfortunate, but we kind of knew that would happen. So looking at the guys, we took a gamble, didn't necessarily pay off. So Justin Fields goes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, and Trevor Lawrence. But we did get an advantage at the tight end position with George Kittle. I was for sure going to be taking Miles Sanders. So it wasn't a situation where I was going to go quarterback and tight end. But unless I'm reading this wrong, I think James Conner is still available for us, and that's very, very good value. Alvin Kamara also still there. So as far as quarterbacks go right now, I mean, the majority of teams already have quarterbacks. So I don't really feel all that pressured to go a Dak or a Deshaun. The top guys are gone. I'm just going pure upside at this point in time. So we've got our stud wide receivers in Chase, Kupp, and Olave. Let's continue to add, starting potential here on our roster. I'm going James Conner at the running back position, starting running back at this point in time. And then I'm going to go with a very high upside pick at running back, Alvin Kamara. Even if he gets suspended, the way we've built our team, Pierce, Sanders, James Conner, when Kamara comes back, we can withstand a potential suspension. So I'm going Alvin Kamara here, and I'm very happy about that. And now with one of our last picks here, we can go that quarterback position. And again, because of the smaller size of the league, I mean, look, folks, Dak Prescott is still there. Deshaun Watson's still there. So I feel good about that. Tight end, we could even, we could go tight end and add some kind of insurance to our George Kittle selection. Honestly, I think that's what I might do here. I'm looking at the wide receivers. Let's quickly look at the cheat sheet, and these guys, nothing really jumps off the page at me for wide receiver. I could go I've made up my mind what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go with a pick in Dalton Schultz to get the insurance to a George Kittle, and then I'm going to go Alexander Mattison as a high upside type of selection. And then afterwards, I'm going to finish this draft off with two quarterbacks. So what did we say we were going to do? We said we were going to take Alexander Mattison. Let's cue him up here. He's a little bit lower because obviously if Dalvin Cook goes anywhere, if he's cut, Alexander Madison's value is going to go through the roof. So we get Alexander Mattison. Now let's get our insurance to George Kittle. We get Dalton Schultz. And then we're just going to make two selections. They're both going to be quarterback. I'm going to go with one that's kind of, maybe a little bit more bland, and then a high upside pick. So Deshaun Watson's still there. Kirk Cousins. So, Daniel Jones, Tua, a lot of options here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this kind of safe. I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins, boring pick, whatever. Okay. And then I'm going to go Deshaun Watson, kind of that high upside quarterback, some more time in Cleveland. We obviously know how talented he is from his time in Houston. And I think, having actually played some games last year, we could see him return to that. So I'm going with Deshaun Watson. And then we would go with Kirk Cousins to wrap up this draft. And I actually feel pretty good about this draft. Let's see the grade that we get. If it's a lower grade, I was going to say it's only going to be because of the running backs, but I actually like what we did at running back. We get a B+, and I got to be honest with you folks, I agree. I feel pretty good about this draft. And this is the beautiful thing about these 10-team leagues. You can wait on quarterback and be okay if you don't get one of those difference makers. So we got Deshaun Watson and Kirk Cousins. Running back, even though we waited for the running back position, we didn't take one until the third round. And then in the fifth round, we got very lucky with Pierce and Miles Sanders, also getting James Conner and Alvin Kamara. I really like this draft. And then obviously here, the selling point, Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp and Chris Olave. Are you kidding me? I really like this team. I know a lot of other teams are going to be top heavy here, but we did a good job on our bench as well. Really like this one. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. You agree, disagree. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe. And again, give us a follow on Twitter at AllDayPigskin to continue interacting with us there. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys in future videos.